Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As some of you guys might know, I'm a bit sick at the moment, so if I start to sound like a garburator in the middle of this video, that would be why. You might be wondering, Casey, why bother filming right now? Like, what type of video topic is so pressing, so urgent that you have to make a video on it right this second? Well, everyone, I feel like it's about time that somebody answers for their crimes against humanity. And that certain somebody is Matthew Morrison. If you somehow have the luck of not knowing who Matthew Morrison is, allow me to explain. Matthew Morrison is an actor best known for his role in Glee as Mr. Shoe, and at the time, while I can't remember any particular Mr. Shoe slander back then, keep in mind I wasn't very into the show while it was airing, I have noticed there's been an aggressive wave of hatred for Mr. Shoe, and in turn Matthew Morrison, since the show was put on Netflix, likely inspiring a lot of people to either revisit the show or watch it for the first time. It's definitely not unusual for people to watch a show that they once loved, like unconditionally, saw no issues with, a few years later and realize it was a lot weirder than they remember. For me, I tried to watch the first seasons of Pretty Little Liars a few years ago, and I could not believe that I used to watch this show and be like, this is perfect. No notes, no criticism, just Caleb. But I think the reason that the Matthew Morrison hate is so strong right now is because Glee in hindsight was so chaotic. Like, honestly, a fever dream in general, but when you factor in Matthew Morrison's scenes, it takes Fever Dream to a completely new level. It's become a bit of a trend to look back on some of the most chaotic moments from Glee and just his career in general, including a certain musical adaptation that we will be talking about soon. The point where there's even a petition asking for him to be sent to Guantanamo Bay, with some very understandable reasoning from signees, such as he sang blurred lines as he stomped on my hamster to death in cold blood. Because of his gold digger performance, I've been seeing a therapist since I saw it. And to keep it short, this man is insane. And I mean, if that doesn't sound like a perfect opportunity for a ranking video, I don't know what does. Before we start today's video though, I did want to give a quick shout out to Skillshare, who sponsored today's video. If you haven't heard of them before, Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes for creative and curious people, where you can explore new skills, develop existing interests, or just get lost in creativity. One of my favorite classes from Skillshare is actually a productivity masterclass by yall called The Principles and Tools to Boost Your Productivity. I really love this class because with everything going on, for the first time in my life, I was having a lot of trouble with my productivity, which is something I just never really experienced before. So when I was being super unproductive, I didn't know how to get myself to be productive again because I'd never dealt with being in this like deep of a lull. What I really love about Ali's class is that it's not just about throwing like general tips and app recommendations at you. He really delves into how productivity comes from our internal habits, and it's been months, but I'm still using that analogy of the pilot, plane, and engineer because it just makes such a difference in the way that I tackle things that I need to do when I don't want to do them. One thing that I love about Skillshare's courses is that they break them up into sessions, so if you only have a few minutes during the day, that's still enough time to watch a session and learn something new. And it's also nice if you're interested in any of the artistic classes because it makes it a lot easier to get back into drawing or painting when you start out by setting aside just a few minutes a day by following along with one of the sessions. In general though, creative challenges and productivity are a great way to help you structure your time and set up achievable goals, and Skillshare offers membership with meaning, where you can connect with the support of fellow creatives and enter a community of encouragement, communication, and inspiration. So whether you're looking to fend off boredom, focus on self-care through creativity, or just want to join a similarly creative community, Skillshare is the place to keep you learning. So if you want to check it out for yourself, the first 1,000 people to click the link in my description box will get a free trial of Skillshare's premium membership, and after that, it's only around $10 a month. Thanks again to Skillshare for sponsoring. Now, let's get back to the video. So if you've been here before, you probably know the drill, but if you are new, before we can start ranking Mr. Shoe's crimes, we have to figure out the rankings themselves. So we'll be starting from the bottom and then working our way up to the top, and naturally the lower that something is ranked, the worse of a crime it is. So the first tier is this tier is reserved only for the thong song clip. I just don't think you can put anything else beside the thong song clip, so we might as well give it a tier of its own because there is no comparison to that clip. Moving on from that one, we have the TikTok E-man tier, which typically would be called the TikTok E-boy tier, but considering he's a grown man, he's a TikTok E-man. Basically any kind of crime that has extreme misplaced sexual energy will end up in this tier because I feel like that's a quality that both TikTok E-boys and Matthew Morrison have, where it's just this weird amount of sexual tension for no reason that makes everybody uncomfortable while watching. Next we have the GM Perulo tier, which is Liam Payne and Jason Derulo's names mashed together, because I feel like those two guys exude the exact same energy that Matthew Morrison is also prone to exuding. So pretty much anything that I feel like Matthew Morrison has done that I feel like either Liam Payne or Jason Derulo have done in the past or could do in the future will end up in this tier. Next we have the This Isn't That Bad tier, which is basically for any kind of content that I feel like if Matthew Morrison hadn't done the thong song, we wouldn't be talking about this. But because he did the thong song, we are talking about this. The final tier is the possible redemption arc we're not sure yet tier, because maybe we possibly have a redemption arc in this video. We're just not sure yet. I will say that it's not looking terribly promising though. I think it's fair to start off with some of his more minor offenses, which can be found on his Instagram account, that some people online feel like are some of his crimes. They're definitely minor crimes, but nonetheless still crimes. This photo without a doubt is immediately going in the Giancarlo tier because the Liam Payne energy this photo exudes is ridiculous. It's almost unbelievable, and that's what's making me uncomfortable. I'm almost certain that there is a photo of Liam Payne exactly like this, unless I'm going crazy. I can only hope that editing me is able to find it, or I'm gonna look really stupid. If this wasn't for the Liam Payne energy, this would definitely be going in the It Isn't That Bad tier, because it honestly isn't that bad. Like, it's just a photo of him where he kind of reminds me of like those distant uncles that don't really know how to smile for a camera without looking like a serial killer yet. And the caption is just like, "And I'm back. I forgot what my face looked like. Who missed me?" Like, it's harmless. But because of the Liam Payne energy, this does have to go in the Giancarlo tier. There's also this photo that I don't fully understand. Like, why are you pretending to eat a baby's feet? What is the reason? Maybe this is a parent thing. Like, once you have a kid, you just... No, that sounds wrong. I will say though that I do love how even though this kid has no autonomy yet, he's aware enough that he knows to hide his face in this photo. Like, his feet are in it because he has no choice, but his face got the cameras. I also feel like I heard about another celebrity doing something similar to this, and they gotten so much shit for it. I think it was either Armie Hammer or Chris Hemsworth. Either way, stop pretending to eat your kid's feet. This actually reminds me, which it's completely off topic, but a few Christmases ago, a like distant relative had given us a Christmas card, and in the card there were like photos of their newborn baby, and they're all like normal photos, and then randomly they had included 2 photos of their baby's feet. Like, what is the fixation on feet? Why? The worst part is you can't even get rid of them without feeling a little bit bad about it, because it's still the action of them giving you baby photos, but like, what the hell am I supposed to do with a photo of your child's feet? Like, where am I putting those? On the wall? What a lovely photo of baby's feet in your dining room. Which one of your kids is it? Oh, it's not one of my kids. It's my 3rd cousin's. Enough with the feet. 2021, no more feet. We'll just have hooves. Like a horse. Ranking wise though, I don't really feel like this fits anywhere else other than the It's Not That Bad tier. But even though I'm putting it there, I just want to put it on the record here that it is that bad in a way. Moving on from his minor crimes, we shift into his more serious and well-known crimes that took place on Glee. Matthew Morrison played Mr. Shu, who was a teacher and an organizer of the Glee Club, and his character was like a hybrid of a theater kid in the 2003 adaptation of The Cat in the Hat, with also the addition of a lot of misplaced sexual energy.
I guess I'm gonna have to show these guys how it's done. Busted!
I have a question for the audience. How many times do you think he practiced that? He's just in his trailer looking into his mirror like, busted, 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 busted. Damn it, why can't I get this right? He looks like the dancing beans. You cannot tell me that these aren't the exact same thing. So overall, I feel like this is kind of giving like orientation leader, camp counselor, youth pastor. So ranking wise, this is hard because I don't really feel like that kind of energy fits into any of these tiers. But I do know that if there was one person who would also do this kind of rendition of Bust a Move, it would be one of the 2 people, I'm not naming names, that's in the Giancarlo tier. I'll leave that person up to your imagination.
And blow this debate wide open.
He always started his songs like that. Busted, wide open. It's a bit of a trend that he scares you before he starts singing, isn't it? Yeah, this is definitely giving TikTok-y, man. I can fully picture a current TikTok-y boy after his like fame and everything, turning into a teacher, and then pulling shit like this at school. At this point, I feel like there was someone in the writer's room that hated him because they were giving him all of the creepy songs. Like, this is just not a coincidence anymore. Everybody get up. Part of me does wonder if he knew at the time of filming the way that his character was translating on screen, or even after the fact now, if he knows that now, or if he's just completely unaware. I honestly don't know what option would be better, but I do know that ranking-wise, this is definitely going in the TikTok-y man tier. Yeah, she's a trifling. I love her voice. The mashup of Survivor and I Will Survive, I've almost dislocated my hip dancing to that song. Like, there is no song that physically goes harder than that, other than Bust Your Windows. Now, I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't I'm sorry, this is completely unrelated to Mr. Shoe, but it just kills me that they're singing this song like a school choir. She take my money and get down, girl, go ahead, get down. Get down, girl, go ahead. Actually, I would really like it if you never go ahead ever again. It kind of looked like an exorcism. Like he was like, I can't even do it. Oh my god, I just had a revelation. I'm not gonna say it, I'm just gonna put it on screen. I think we all know exactly where this clip is going. The next crime that we have is definitely one of Matthew Morrison's most severe crimes against society. I'm sure that it needs no introduction for a lot of you guys, but it's the thong song. There are so many layers of destruction that happen in the space of like 45 seconds in this clip.
This thing right here is letting the older ladies know what guys talk about. You know, the finer things in life.
No. Why does he laugh like that? It's so bad. Finer things in life. I don't think we can talk about this clip though without recognizing the acting skills of the girl in this clip, because not only was she able to conceal her probably genuine confusion and horror at what was taking place in front of her, but she also acted as if she was genuinely into this. Like, give her an Oscar immediately. Not just urban, she likes the pop because she was living la vida loca. I think this is my favorite part of the whole clip because he's just doing his little dance. Like, I know he's doing his little dance the whole time, but like, he's especially doing his little dance here. I feel like this clip though really highlights that his dancing for some reason just is weird to watch. It's not even that he's bad at dancing, it's just the way that he dances. It's almost like watching a cartoon character move, but the frames per second are like slightly off, enough that you can see that there's like something weird about watching it, but you can't really place why. Oh my god, it's almost like the people on TikTok, the cosplayers, who do that like stop motion kind of, I'm doing a terrible job at showing you what I mean, but like the people who move almost in stop motion on purpose, it's kind of like that. Baby! This part always kills me, like what is this? And of course we all know exactly where the thong song clip would be going, right in its little home in the thong song tier. Next we move on to the most concerning addition to Matthew Morrison's IMDb page, which is the Grinch musical. Can someone please tell me who asked for this? Like, even removing Matthew Morrison from this, who asked for a Grinch musical? Why did we need a Grinch musical? I have never looked at that green man and thought, you know what would make this experience even better? Hearing him sing show tunes. I don't know why, because he's not even involved in this production, but I'm somehow drawn to blame Lin-Manuel Miranda. Apparently Matthew Morrison's inspiration for the Grinch was Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, which I know sounds like a joke or an over-exaggeration, but you quite literally can't make this shit up. There's just something so agitating about this costume. Like, they didn't even give him the opportunity to appeal to the viewer because they covered him in craft store moss, gave him Ronald McDonald shoes, and a badonk for some reason. He looks like a mascot for moldy lettuce. How did they expect the audience to root for him? I know I said earlier that I felt like there was someone in Glee's writing room that must have hated him, but there's clearly somebody at NBC that has a vendetta against him too, because there is no way that they would put this poor man in that outfit and expect expect things to go well. If you thought the pictures were bad though, the clips that came from this musical are, and I cannot stress this enough, pure insanity.
I hate your couch.
I hate it.
We're not here to enjoy ourselves.
I mean, that was implied. I feel like I need to make a new tier for this. I'm just gonna make a Grinch related horror tier. I guess we're gonna have to put it in the TikTok E-man tier. Even though I can't picture any TikTok E-boy or E-man ever doing this. We're in trying times. We gotta get crafty.
Because I knew you, I have been changed for good.
Some of you guys may hate me, but it has to be said. I can 100% see either Liam Payne or Jason Derulo doing this. Therefore, this goes in the GM Perulo tier. I think a lot of the horror of this musical, like obviously removing that atrocious costume, is just the sound effects that Matthew Morrison makes as the Grinch. I feel like a good example of how over the top some of the voice stuff was can be seen in this clip.
Max, how dare you?
Like there's just so much grunting and moaning, and like the whisper breath thing just feels oddly, I don't even want to say it. I don't know if they told him to make the Grinch more sexual, or if just that's the way he acts and that's why all of his characters carry this weird sexual energy that just feels very misplaced. But out of all of the characters that he's played, there is no character that fits this kind of like weird sexual tension worse than the Grinch. Thank you for your commentary on that, Hutch. The final Matthew Morrison crime that we're going to be ranking today is definitely a newer one, but by no means is a minor crime whatsoever.
That's hard to find. I don't mind.
There's a very long list of fictional characters that I never want to see thrust. Mickey Mouse, Barney, Pikachu, the Grinch, and yet here we are, left to deal with the emotional baggage that this musical's left us to unpack during the lovely holiday season. Thank you, NBC. Your Grinch musical has replaced my fear of a pandemic with Matthew Morrison's version of The Grinch. Merry Christmas. I know I started off this video by saying that the thong song tier would only be reserved for the thong song, and I didn't even know that it was possible that any kind of content could compare to the thong song. Yet here we are. I honestly don't know if this is a moment of congratulations or condolences. As I'm sure you guys can probably see, there was unfortunately no redemption arc for Matthew Morrison in this video. At least not today. Of course, it goes without saying that this video wasn't meant to be like, oh, Matthew Morrison is a terrible person. We're not attacking Matthew Morrison's character. We're attacking Matthew Morrison's characters. But hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you would have ranked anything differently, let me know in the comments down below. And if I missed any big crimes, you can let me know down there as well. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. And if you want to be notified every single time that I upload, you can turn my post notifications on. And then when you turn that on, you can turn it to all instead of personalized, so that you get updates every single time that I upload. You can also follow me outside of YouTube on Instagram and Twitter, which are both Casey Aonso. And I also have a Discord, which I'll be linking in the pinned comment down below in the comment section. We play Scriblio, Among Us, we yell about things. It's fun. Of course, before we end today's video, we have to do this week's What shout out, and this week it goes to Roy, who sent this photo of, I believe this is a game app called Rat and Louie. 10 out of 10 meme, of course, but I'd also actually really like to play the game. If you want to get a shout out for yourself, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram, and then DM me your favorite meme of the week, and you might get chosen. Anyways, that's about it for me. I can't believe this is really the last video of 2020. It feels like this year has just been so much, but also gone by so quickly. But hopefully you guys do have a really good holiday season. I will see you guys in the new year, and thank you again so much for watching. I'm wearing a green shirt. Is this gonna be a problem? Hardcore ASMR. Why is James Charles' apology video in my recommended? Wait, do you guys ever think about how if we didn't have hands or feet, we'd literally be horses? You know what? Maybe the furries were onto something. Or no. Are furries the ones that act like horses? What are the people who act like horses?